Hi, I'm Kristen Burt for LifeScript.com. Many migraine sufferers find there's a stigma about their condition because people dismiss it as just a headache. Find out how one woman is trying to eliminate the stigma and keep the dialogue going. Jamie, I want to know, as a migraine sufferer, what made you decide to chronicle your journey with migraines?
It first started with wanting to eliminate that stigma that I so much experienced as a child. I was diagnosed at 8, and growing up in the 80s, the stigma was just really rampant, and I had to live with that a lot. And I just kind of got tired of that and feeling alone. I felt very alone and isolated, and that nobody really understood what I was going through. So I felt that if I put my story out there, not only will I bring people into me and open up my support group, but I can also benefit other people that way, and sharing that story and giving them permission to tell their story.
I love that you really touch upon the emotional and mental aspect. I think we focus so much on what the physical things that are happening with the migraine, but the emotional aspect is really important to recognize and understand what you're going through.
Yes. For me, it was just a huge struggle dealing with the depression, and for a long time, I was dealing with severe chronic depression, so I was constantly battling these negative feelings and thoughts, and when it gets that bad, you don't have much control over that. But being able to step outside of myself for just a second and say, I need help with this, and going into counseling and just learning how to treat myself better and to acknowledge those thoughts, put them in their rightful place, and then move along. It takes practice, it takes time, and it's not an easy thing to do when you're dealing with severe depression like that. It's a scary thing, and you don't feel like anybody really understands that. And with the stigma behind mental health, it makes it that much more difficult to ask for help because people see that as a weakness.
You know, one of your best tips was the migraine journal. I'm not keeping one, but I thought, well, of course, because that way you can really see and clearly define what your triggers are and what you're feeling. Was that suggested to you by a doctor or something you came up with yourself?
By a doctor, and it's huge in the migraine community online. Everybody talks about having a migraine journal. It really does help you identify your triggers. You can have a paper one, but there's a couple of apps you can have on your phone. So you can be doing anything all day. You pull out your app, okay, this is what's bothering me. These are the meds that I took today. This is the level of pain that I have. So you can constantly keep track of it. There's really no excuse not to. And these apps make it really, really easy. You know, you don't have to put too much information in. You just kind of, it's like a check mark system. So yeah, it's such a huge benefit, you know, to have in your arsenal in trying to really manage your pain and manage your daily life and really try to control your triggers as much as possible and know exactly what works for what triggers. Because one treatment might not work for your food triggers, but it might help with the environmental triggers. So identifying that is, you know, really helps in maintaining that quality of life.
Fantastic. And thanks for, sharing your story. Where can people learn more about you and see your blog?
You can see me on the Migraine Diva. My blog is themigrainediva.blogspot.com. I'm also on Facebook, The Migraine Diva, and on Twitter at Migraine Diva. So you can follow me all on social media. I post regularly, and just continuing to try to raise awareness.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jamie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.